Welcome back, subscribers, and hello YouTube viewers. Now, my intentions were initially to go to a town or a coastal village called Nin, that's spelled N-I-N, but unfortunately when I got there it was raining. It would have been difficult to get the drone up, so I've had my breakfast and instead I've come across this thing. Now the rain has stopped, and if I act fast I might be able to get this in. So it is St. Nicholas Church, and we'll get the drone up. The skies are grey, but I've got my fingers crossed. So we'll go have a look. We'll do a bit of a walk around, and then I'll come back and get the drone up. So this is where I've parked up the rental. There's no one here. This is one of the beauties of coming out of the peak periods for the holiday period for Europe or for Croatia. You get to go wherever you want, and I don't know if you enjoy crowds, that's great. For me, it doesn't really matter, but it is nice to come across things where there's no one there and you can spend a little bit more time and maybe grab out the camera without everyone staring at you. So basically, that's the church, and I'll give you a brief description of it. So in the middle of the Prahulje, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this correctly, so I'll give it my best shot. Prahulje or Prahulje field stands the Church of St. Nicholas, dating from the 11th or 12th century. It was built on a hammock, which is an unexplored prehistoric burrow. With the central ground plan and cross-ribbed ceiling, the church is the only prescribed example of the early Romanesque architecture in Dalmatia. So that's pretty interesting. So there's the plaque. Press pause if you want to read it all. It's great that it's in both Croatian and English, and we'll go for a bit of a walk. Now, once again, there is a lot of words that I'm going to pronounce totally incorrectly, and I can only do my best with the skill levels I have. It's one of those things where I think if you spend longer time in a certain country, I do speak Croatian a little, but I'm nowhere near a native of the language. I'm pretty raw at it. If you had to compare me to maybe a kindergarten kid learning to speak the language, but I'm prepared to try and give it a go. So we'll make our way there and have a bit of a look and see what we see. Now, not wanting to put a negative feel for this, but it does remind me of a Monty Python skit. I don't know why. I do have a silly sense of humour, but this is a historical thing. So, as it was mentioned, it's one of the first, or not the first, church of the Romanesque period in Croatia. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit as we make our way there. It doesn't matter if it's raining or whatnot. This will be, I'll be able to do this without any issues whatsoever. So it is an easy walk. It is sort of wheelchair friendly to a certain point, and only to a certain point. You've got some chairs there to rest under this tree. Here's your little plaque telling you it's the Church of St. Nicholas, and it's the 12th century, they're estimating it to be in age. It really does look something special. Now if we can get in, great. If we can't, we can't. So here's a good use of solar panels. So I was curious to think, why is there a solar panel here? And I can tell you, which is also just a guess, it's because right in the middle of your screen there is a floodlight, spotlight, and I'm guessing that powers it because there's no overhead power here whatsoever. So at night this would really be a beacon from the roads at any distance, which is just fantastic. So they obviously do treasure their historical monuments. So we've been able to make our way here quite easily. It's an easy walk, and surprise, surprise, as we pan up there to the top, there is a front door, and it is open, so let's go in. There is a plaque here It's obviously, I'm gathering that's a heritage listing sort of plaque, which is lovely. Looks like the doors come off its hinges, but it's, here it is. Echoes quite loudly actually. And if we pan up, to the ceiling, and there you have it. And then we'll twist around and bring you back down to where the front door is. Now it does appear that half the door has been unhinged. I'm not sure if that's from rot or anything, but the good thing about it is no graffiti in here whatsoever, which is just great. So that gives you a bit of a 360 look on how this thing was built, which is great. Okay, make our way out. And if I'm quick enough and make it back to the car, I'll be able to get that drone up and once again give you a bird's eye view. Now, I can tell you where I'm pointing the camera right now is the coastal town of Nin. It's Nin, and that's where I wanted to go, but I'd been waiting there for quite some time and the rain just would not sort of stop or have a break, and I'm making my way back to where I've got my Airbnb, and whatever I see on the way that sort of tickles my fancy, I will stop and have a look. Just noticed down there at the bottom of this hill, I'm hoping that's in the middle of your screen. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Now I don't know if that's a well that was built at the same time. It does appear to be a well, and I'm assuming this whole area does get flooded from time to time. But enough of the babbling, I'll just bring you around. So there's about 3 or 4 spotlights that highlights this lovely church, a very historical church. I don't think Australia would have been a thought to discover yet. And as you can see, it's not a major freeway that's going through here, and all is quiet. You can probably hear in the background them doing some works. There always seems to be works in the background, which is great. I think, you know, this is a country that has a lot of opportunities still. It's just a matter of knowing where to make them. And once again, no graffiti. I'm really surprised, which is great. I think that's fantastic. So that gives you a bit of a look around from the actual top of the this church. Now I'll just jump in with a bit more voiceover of what I've discovered. The Church of St. Nicholas is a late 11th or early 12th century pre-Romanesque style Roman Catholic church. It is located in a field of Prahulje, which basically means out of dust or dirt. And it's 1 mile from Zadar, between Zaton and Nin in Croatia. It was built on an earthen pyramid mound on top of a Liburnian prehistoric tomb. Now, just to clarify, the church is the only surviving example of early Romanesque architecture in all of Dalmatia. It is dedicated to St. Nicholas. The Church of St. Nicholas was built in the form of a fortress. It has a trefoil plan with 4 branches arranged around a centre circular core, 3 of which form the apse, with the 4th the input branch. Its dome-shaped vault is reinforced with circular ribbed arches, above which 8 small towers with battlement as a lookout were built in the 16th or 17th century during the 100 Years Croatian Ottoman War. So that's the extra information I was able to find, so please continue on and enjoy the aerial view. So here we are, making our way back to the car. I hope you enjoyed it. It really is just a moment in time sort of video. Hadn't planned it just because I saw it on the side of the road. If you did like the video, by all means, click on that like button or that thumbs up icon. Please consider subscribing. Subscribing does not cost you 1 cent, but it helps out the channel immensely. But most importantly, no matter where you are, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.